All right, we should be good. Back in the building. What is up, y'all? You know what to do. Happy Wednesday. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. We're looking all crispy and clean on the screen. And welcome back to another YouTube live stream and another episode of the ClassE Morning Show. I'm your host, ClassE, at patreon.com/ClassEbeats. By the way, the link is in the description as well as in the pinned comment in the chat. And we are getting into it today. We've got a lot to cover today. The AJ Scott trial is actually starting right now, and we're going to get right into opening statements. This trial is going to be crazy. If you don't know what it's about, we're going to talk about it. We've also got some other stuff going on with the Foolio trial being delayed. We've got Judge Whitaker taking shots from the DA's office. No surprise there, because when the DA's office loses or takes a loss, they don't know what to do. But we're going to get into it in a second. Before I do, I got to say what's up to the people, man. Shout out to everybody who's in here. Y'all know my awesome, amazing Amy is in here first thing to start the show. Shout out to Amy. Thank you for all you do. We got Les Cleaver in the building. Taco Tuesdays in here. Shout out to Taco Tuesday. Jay Buckmaster, Mary, Charlie, Virginia Wiley in blue is in the building as well. Good to see all of y'all in here. Shout out to D as well. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. So you all know I do not ask for much on this channel, but the one thing I do ask is that you like the video on your way in. All right. If you haven't liked the video yet, please do that. It's free. It helps the channel continue to grow. It takes less than a second to do, and it lets the algorithm know that you're enjoying the show, and it shares the video and the channel out with more people. So if you could take less than a second and do that, thank you to all 500 plus of you that have done that so far. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. If you're feeling extra generous, you can share out the video as well. All right, you can click that share button. It says share, and then it has an arrow that's curved pointing to the right. You can click that and share the video to Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, wherever, X. You can share it anywhere, even in your group chat and text message. So if y'all share that, I would appreciate it. There's so many of you that share it on a regular basis. So thank y'all for sharing out the live stream. I'll be reading super chats as we go throughout the show as well. And I know some of y'all have already sent in super chats too. So I want to go ahead and get to some of those, and we'll get right into our coverage. Shout out to Les Cleaver in the building. What does he say? He says with the 10 bomb, happy hump day and God bless you all. God is awesome. Amen. Today is a fresh start. The woes of yesterday are gone. Praise God for this great channel and family. Love one another as God loves you. Amen. Thank you, Les Cleaver, for the support. One of the hardest working folks in the community. Thank you for being here, Les Cleaver. And thank you for all that you do as well. Yeah, and it's a great day, man. One day at a time, every breath is a gift. I'm so thankful to be here. So thankful to be here with you guys and continuing to talk about this interesting topics and make some great content along with it too. Let me see what else he said. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. I think I saw someone in there became a new member as well, but for some reason, it's not showing up on my side. Shout out to Steph JK becoming a new member. I see it over there now. And I think that is everyone. Oh, I missed someone over on the PayPal. I missed Sarah over on the PayPal the other day. Shout out to Sarah. She said she's going to be missing for a minute because I guess she has some stuff going on. But let me see if I can find it. Sarah said, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me see. Where did she send that PayPal? There we go. Sarah said, sent the 10 bomb and said, happy Monday. This was on Monday and I missed it. We'll miss you guys a few days going backpacking. Okay. Shout out to Sarah, and looking forward to hearing back from Sarah when she comes back from backpacking too. Some Life New Jersey's in the building. We got Nosy Rosie in here. All right, let's go and get it. Oh, in blues. Oh, okay. Shout out to in blue backpacking on the mountain. Was that you in blue? That's what it was. Shout out to in blue with the 10 bomb over on PayPal. Thank you. I always forget to make the connection. Be safe out there in blue. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into it. As I said before, this is going to be an interesting trial. So we are starting with the AJ Scott trial today. We're going to do this for a few days, and we actually may get through the trial in a couple of days. And then we're going to start with the Donna Adelson trial, most likely coming this Friday. But before we get into the opening statements, to give you a little bit of background on what's going on with AJ Scott. AJ Scott was a former state trooper and is now a mayor. I know. What he's being accused of is vehicular homicide of two people, two young ladies that were in a car with two other guys. the two guys in the car, they weren't killed in this accident. They were severely injured, went to the hospital, and were able to recover. But the two girls involved in this case lost their life. State trooper was going down the road, 45 miles per hour zone is what was said, and he was going 40 something miles over the speed limit, so almost 90. Didn't see them coming. They were turning, and the state trooper T-boned them, killing two teens and injuring the other two. All right, so now he initially had a trial for this. It was ruled a mistrial because the defense withheld some information from the prosecution that they say was pertinent and could have been used in the case. All right, so fast forward now, we're 10 years later. AJ Scott, he has become the mayor of Buchanan. I know. So he was fired as a state trooper, then later on became the mayor. Not only was he elected once, he was reelected and was put in office 2 times. And now he's going to be on trial today for the vehicular homicide of two of the victims we're going to talk about shortly, and then obviously injuring the other 2. So that's a little bit of background there. Let's go ahead and get into opening statements. As you can see, the prosecution is going to start first. Sound's going to be a little bit quiet at the beginning, and then they'll adjust it later on. I'll fix that for you guys on the front end. Check this out. 10 years later. Yeah.
It's September 26th, 2015.
She's super quiet.
Ben, Kylie, and Dylan's little brother Quentin are all on their way to their friend TJ's house. Now, TJ's grandparents had a nice little piece of property down Holly Springs Road off of Pick Jones. When you get there, down 27th. And Ben is driving because Dylan's truck is broken down. And there's a workshop on the property, there's a lake on the property, there's a cabin there, and they're gonna go do what teenagers do on the weekends. They're gonna hang out.
Let me know how the sound is, guys.
On the way, they're supposed to go to McDonald's. But Ben gets in the wrong lane, and Dylan says, let's just go on to TJ's. So that's what they do. And the guys are drinking music, and the girls are listening to music. And again, they're just there to hang out. Maybe they'll have a bonfire.
I can turn it up. Hold on a second.
But the girls are like, hey, we're still hungry. And they want the boys to take them to kids. They pile back in the car. And mine is Quentin. Because it's a small car, and Quentin got stuck in the back in the middle. So he stays with TJ. And the 4 kids leave to go get some.
Okay, good. I'll turn it down.
And while all this is happening, the defendant, who is a state patrol officer, is sitting under the I-20 bridge, just a little north of Holly Springs Road on 27th. And he's sitting there with some officers from Raven PD. And his battery in his radio is low. So he gives it to one of them so that they can charge it. Then a call comes in. There might be a chase from another county. State patrol officers are involved. So he leaves. Maybe he can join the chase. Ultimately, it doesn't pan out. So on his way back, he stops somebody for speeding. And then he heads north. Now mind you, he does have another radio. He is not without communication. So this is not some kind of emergency. And in fact, he's not going to a call. He's not running lights and sirens. But he is driving 90 miles an hour in a 55 mile per hour zone. 90 in a 55. And as he approaches Holly Springs Road, the kids are heading back to TJ's. And Dylan approaches the turn. It's a divided highway, right? There's a median in the middle, and he's looking ahead of him. And the roadway is dark. Now mind you, this is night. It's not 11:30-ish. And as he goes to turn, he looks ahead. The roadway is dark. There's nothing to see. And as he begins to make his turn, the defendant flies over the hill at about 83 miles an hour. It is dark. The road is wet. There's obviously limited visibility.
Let's see if we can get this mic fixed.
And as he drives up that hill, he passes 2 caution signs, one on each side of the road. Those yellow signs that you see that say, hey, there's an intersection coming up. And you should actually go 45 miles an hour. But he disregards those. And as the kids come into view, he turns to the right, the direction they're headed. And he realizes his mistake. And he starts to turn back to the left. And only then puts on his brakes. But at that point, it is way too late. And he hits them with devastating force. And as their vehicle begins to spin, Kylie is ejected onto Holly Springs Road. She suffers a lacerated liver and what they call soft tissue damage, and essentially bleeds out internally and dies in the hospital. Isabella suffers a fractured pelvis and what the doctor will refer to as a transection of her thoracic aorta, which is the largest artery in the body. She also has brain bleeding. And she dies on scene before EMTs and first responders are able to pry her from the car.
That's sad, man.
And Dylan is so disoriented that he continues to press down the gas on the vehicle, even though it's up a hill and there's nowhere to go, generating smoke and that fills the air. And he ends up with skull fractures and memory loss and a lacerated arm. And Ben also suffers traumatic brain injury and brain bleeding and memory loss. In the defendant's own words, he tells Corporal Alexander, "I went right, but I should have went down left." And when Corporal Alexander asks him, "Were you running lights and sirens? Were you going to a call?" He said, "No.
I was
I
just
wasn't
flying.
going nowhere." Now, you will learn that there's alcohol in the kid's vehicle. But you will also learn that there is no evidence that Dylan was under the influence. State Patrol sent a member of their Nighthawks team, which is a specialized DUI task force, sent him to the hospital to see if they could find probable cause, which is what you need to take someone's blood if you suspect that they're under the influence. And they found none. Now the hospital took their blood, Dylan's and Ben's, because of course it's important, right, for their treatment. The hospital will also, the results will also show you that there is no blood, there is no alcohol in Dylan's blood. There is no alcohol in Ben's blood. You are also going to hear that from some accident reconstruction experts, probably more than one. But Will Hartenheimer, who was a former police officer, is going to tell you that if the defendant had not turned right, that this collision wouldn't have happened. That if the defendant had begun braking immediately, that this collision would not have happened. But if the defendant had been traveling the speed limit, that this collision would not have happened. And there are going to be, I anticipate, some other accident reconstruction experts, and they're all going to agree that because of the defendant's speed, he had less choices regarding evasion. That at that speed,
He chose that speed.
every millisecond counts. That he was almost the length of a football field away from Dylan when Dylan began to make that turn. And that he's traveling approximately 83 miles per hour, which is approximately 121 feet per second. Dylan had no way to know that. Had no way to expect that. But at the end of the day, it's the defendant's choices that lead us here, that resulted in the death of 2 young women and a serious injury to two young men. He was speeding, he was reckless, and he was responsible.
It's true. It's undeniable.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, that was it. I don't want to use the sound effects because I've got this turned all the way up. Here we go. Shout out to the prosecution. They said, hey, listen, this is pretty straightforward. I may or may not have mentioned this, but this trial is going to be pretty quick. They're saying it should take less than a week, to be honest. Let me know what y'all think based on what the prosecution said. This man going to be in jail, or is he going to be free? We have to see what the evidence shows. There's going to be alleged alcohol use by the teen drivers. We'll have to see what the defense has to say. Let me know what y'all think in the comments and in the chat. What is this case about? Thank you to everybody who's just stopping by the way. We got a few hundred of y'all in here. Also, big shout out to Amy for gifting memberships. Shout out to Amy for dropping the 5 memberships. If you got a membership from Amy, make sure you say thank you. Make sure you show some love. She's always in here showing love, showing support, and showing out. So thank you to Amy. If you got a membership, check out the members only content, as well as you get instant access to any videos that we drop here on the channel. So thank y'all for being members, and thank you for Amy for supporting in that way as well. So this case is about former state trooper AJ Scott, vehicular homicide. There are 4 teens in a car driving down the road. They tried to make a left turn. AJ Scott was coming the other direction, speeding down the highway over 90 miles an hour, allegedly. And then he T-bones the teens. AJ Scott, at the time state trooper, wasn't responding to a call. He just decided he wanted to go fast. He ended up killing 2 out of the 4 teens in the car, leaving the other 2 severely injured. And now he's on trial here. He's since become the mayor of Buchanan, Georgia. Not only that, but his first trial was a mistrial because the defense withheld information from the prosecution. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. We're going to go ahead and get into the opening statements from the prosecution. In this AJ Scott trial, we've got the prosecution is up next, and we're going to hear from them how they're going to defend their client here. Seems to be an uphill battle. We've all seen the video so far. If you haven't seen the video, make sure you check it out because we reviewed it in the overview of this case. It's not looking great for AJ Scott. We'll have to see what happens here. Here we go. Opening statements for the defense.
Thank you.
Sound should be better.
I may have said to you, we could not have jury trial without George. And the trial by jury is, we kind of take for granted now in this country. But in the 1700s, the idea was to bring people in from their everyday lives and have them sit in court and decide what the law is and how the process is going to sets of facts. It was remarkable. It was something revolutionary in the Revolutionary War. It just come out of it because that's not the way it was done in other parts of the world before then. While our system is not perfect, it is the best one going today. It's the best one conceived by man with Thomas Jefferson to hold the government to the principles of its Constitution. And I'm shorthanding that, paraphrasing, but I believe that. And I believe that juries...
Let me know how the sound is, gang.
All the time. And that's the reason why we're here today. It's for you, as a jury, collectively and individually, to do what is called the Latin version of it. It's veredictum, which is what we use for verdict, which essentially means veredictum. The truth dictum means to speak the truth, to say the truth.
He was elected
That's the whole truth.
as the mayor, yes.
It's not part of it, it's not a slant, it's not a side, it's the whole truth. And today, I just want to let you know that AJ Scott is my client. He's here. Members of my office, Justice Lynn, Daniel Rice, Rory Manley, and Taylor Fields are here helping me this week. And you'll see them coming and going throughout the week. I just want to let you know who they were. Some of you, I mentioned during voir dire, or you mentioned me, where you could serve on juries, others of you have not. And oftentimes, it is asked, what is a jury's role? What do they do? And everybody, I think, for the most part, is either read or watched.
I can turn it up some more. Hold on.
Everybody knows the right? And that's ultimately the byproduct, is the end result of what you do. But it's not what a jury does. And as I was preparing for this case, some things struck me. And you might wonder why I have a loaf of bread on my table. And I have always been a visual learner. From when I was a young child to this day, visual learner. And you might wonder, what does loaf of bread have to do with this case? And it made me think, about 30 years ago, 28 years ago or so, I had a job for a time, flower factory in Newark. It's located on Industrial Boulevard between Highway 101 and 78. If you've driven by there, probably smells really good once you work there, not so much. But I remember I had a job, and my job was I ran a factory. And bagging machine was kind of toward the end of production where I had to control the nozzles, the air coming out, had to make sure the bread didn't get back up. And the scoop had a sensor, and scoop out, the bread fall up with the bag. And there was a tying machine, and it went from me to the shipping people, right? They put it on strays on rolling carts into the truck, and trucks to the stores. Well, I remember the first day I was there, I had very little training, but I did have a couple of days.
He's got his whole lunch on the table.
I was doing the old world, I think still works there, actually. And I still see him from time to time around town. And Bill was there, and he was showing me how to run the machine and what to look for and troubleshoot if something happened. Mm-hmm. And as you're sitting there the first day, and then the second day, there was a guy. Didn't know who he was, he never introduced himself. He was a man, maybe a woman on the chef, was a man on my chef. He would come and literally just take a loaf of bread. Sometimes he'd take a loaf of bread before it went through the slicer, sometimes after, and he had like a tray, right? Like similar to what you see where a waiter had, right? And he'd just walk away with it. And I was curious as to who this guy was. But then I also found out that the particular job that I had, you were paid hourly, which also paid production. So
where's he going with
the more
this?
bread I got in bag, the more ties I got on, the more I got out, the more I got paid. Every 2 weeks you got a little bonus, right? If you met certain criteria and people above. So I started wondering, who is this guy? Why is he taking bread off the line that I could get in a bag and paid? So I asked Bill, and I said, oh, that's Q. So I literally thought the man's name was Foolio or Q or something. I had no idea. But come to find out, he was actually a quality control. And also, as I worked there a little bit longer that year, I figured out there was a small office in the back, probably a third of the size and a quarter of the size of this office. They had a laboratory. And this man would come and take the bread, and he'd weigh it. He would taste it. He would break it down chemically to see what was in it. If in fact what they put on the label was what was in it, how much salt, how much sugar. He would actually measure the slices. He had a little bitty measure. He would put it on a digital scale. And the part I made about that is there are a lot of things that went into this. They just try. And you're going to hear about a lot of them. And there's a lot that goes into making a loaf of bread. It starts with the guys that unload the trucks, the people that put it in stores, the people that measure the ingredients, the people that mix the ingredients, and put it together. Some of them hand twisted still to this day. And then it goes to the oven, it goes to the containers, it goes to the oven, the people control the ovens and how hot they are and how long they're in there. And then there's cooling, and then there's the slicing machine, people control that.
What's your point, brother?
Before it gets in the bag, right? And there's a lot of parts of this case. So what I consider you as a jury is you're a quality control officer, person of the criminal justice system. What you're supposed to do as a jury is to check the quality of what's been given to you, and is it justice? And I use that analogy simply because it helps me explain to a jury kind of what's expected to do. And so if you think about it, your job is to check the state's work, to check the people that were mixing it, the people that were baking it, the people that put it in the form. Did they actually give you what they said they give you? What's required by law? Does it match the ingredients? Does it match the specifications of this jury? They have to give you that. So if you look at the evidence going forward in that way, I think it may help you. Now, you'll hear us discuss throughout this trial, or this day and myself, the idea of reasonable doubt. And that is something that we use.
There is no doubt in this case.
Most other people don't use. Much like you don't hear things like torque unless you're a mechanic, right? That's something you hear. It is sort of a byproduct of our profession. But what reasonable doubt is pretty simple. Reasonable doubt is a fair mind, open, remember that you're receiving the truth. And if it's a doubt of which you give a reason, that is reasonable doubt. Now, I will tell you, throughout this entire trial, there will be reasonable doubt. From the beginning to the end. Now, there are some things that we agree on. And some of the descriptions and events we're going to agree on. We're not going to disagree on everything. But what I think the evidence is going to show you is around 11:30 or so on Saturday night, almost the end of it, Dylan Wall was operating a Nissan Sentra, a 1.8 liter 2005 Nissan Sentra. And in that car, he had 3 other teenagers. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be clear, and I think the state has already advised you, and I would agree with them, they had been at a party, whatever you want to call it, a gathering, a group of young people. And TJ Sylvie was one man saying they're at his house, and his family owns quite a bit of property in that area. And she's right. You're going to hear a 911 call from an independent person who knew nothing about what was going on. You'll hear it, and you'll listen to it. And it'll talk about the direction that that vehicle was traveling and the direction and how it was traveling. I'm going to pay close attention to that. And they had left the party, and then they come back to the park, where they were coming back to the party.
Which isn't illegal.
What I think evidence is going to show you is that Dylan Wall made a left-hand turn without yielding. If you're going to watch videos, if you're going to hear testimony, you're going to see that there is absolutely no yielding, that there was no turn signal whatsoever. You're going to see.
Bruh, what?
You're also going to hear about the weather that night. It was wet. It was raining. It was so rainy that if you want to hear testimony, the airlift ambulance or helicopter couldn't be brought in because of the weather. It just wasn't conducive for them to fly or land. So you're going to hear those things. You're going to hear that Dylan Wall's vehicle was traveling somewhere between 22 and 23 miles an hour as he made a left-hand turn without yielding. You will hear that. And that will come up to you. There was, in fact, alcohol present, both in the car, in the road, and throughout the crash scene. And there's two different types of alcohol that are present. We do not dispute that Mr. Wall and Mr. Finken were taken by ambulance to the hospital. We don't dispute that. I will let you notice, and I will put it down to show you that Mr. Finken was combative on the scene, and combative inside the ambulance.
So?
Evidence also, we believe, is that Mr. Wall was actually vomited inside of the back of the ambulance. I think there were testimony on that. And I want you to pay close attention to that testimony, and close attention to those details. We don't dispute that injuries and death resulted from this accident. We don't dispute that. And the loss of those two young girls is something that can never be filled by anything I say or could say, and it may be the worst thing that a parent has to live through. It's a loss of a child. I can't imagine anything worse as a parent. I don't know anything worse I could live through than that. And for those parents and those grandparents,
boy, this is not the
sorry.
Not the route to take.
Very much so. I want that to be clear that no matter what happens here this week, next week, the result, there is no hope in their life that can be filled. And I'm sorry for that. That's really not. But we do dispute who's at fault. We do dispute the proximate cause. We do dispute how this accident occurred. And what I ask every jury to do, and I'll ask you guys to do, whether it's a one-day trial or a week trial, whether it's 4 witnesses or 4
I always hate interrupting opening statements, but is it going over 90 miles an hour reckless in itself already? Where are my attorneys at? We're here in Georgia. We have a ton of attorneys that watch the channel. I need y'all to let me know. Him going 90 in a 45. Now, isn't that a crime in of itself? A crime punishable by jail? Not yielding, making a left turn without a turn signal. How do you yield to someone who's going 90 miles an hour? And we watched the video. They were already turning when this guy was coming up over the hill at 90 miles an hour. Hey, this is bad.
Pay close attention.
Reckless, super speeder, all that.
And things that you're not told. Things that you're shown, things that you think you should be shown, not not. These are all the things within the problems to consider. And I want to leave you with one thing here. Is, as I was preparing this case, I looked up the term for accident. Because there are different words, motor vehicle collision, motor vehicle accident. But essentially an accident is an unfortunate incident that happens unexpectedly and unintentionally. A secondary definition is an event that happens by chance or without apparent or deliberate cause.
How long was he going 90 miles an hour for?
This is accident. It's all it's ever been. And we believe that when this is all said and done, and you have a chance to go back and deliberate, and I know that's going to be a difficult task to understand. It always is. And again, I say thank you for that, for what you're going to do, what you have done, and what's going to be presented to you. Is when you go back, you're going to see reasonable doubt throughout the case. There's going to be reasonable doubt. And I think when we're done, whether it's one day next week, that you will find my client's not guilty, that the state does not carry the burden. And I'll close with this: the state always carries the burden. The state must answer all your questions, must dot all your I's, cross all of the T's if you have a question. My client has a duty to produce nothing, present that. We will, but he has no duty to do so. None whatsoever, and that should not affect you. But you will hear from us. You will hear evidence from us. Evidence is in contradiction with what the state's going to present. And it'll be your job to hash that out. And I think when you're done, you're going to find reasonable doubt is clear throughout this case, from the beginning to the end. And if that's the case, if it's anywhere in, it's not guilty. And that's what we're going to actually find not guilty in each count. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for attending this. And look forward to presenting the case.
All right, guys, how do y'all feel about that opening statement? Not great. Saying, hey, you know, we're not going to dispute that somebody died because of this, but it was an accident. It was the victim's fault. Listen, they shouldn't have turned. They didn't have on the turn signal. The officer didn't know what they were going to do. They didn't yield. Yes, he was going 90 miles an hour. We can hold him accountable for that. But what we can't hold him accountable for is somebody turning in front of him while he was exceeding the speed limit. Do you guys think that's a fair argument? Do you think it's a reasonable argument? I don't know about this one. We'll have to see what the law says. And I'm sure that's going to be presented not only by the prosecution, but defended by AJ Scott's attorneys as well. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments and in the chat. And we're going to keep it going. I want to see what a couple of y'all say, though. And shout out to everybody who's in here. This case is sad. Kara said boring. Yep, slimy. I hope they don't victim blame. Like it's not their fault they were driving reckless. That he was driving reckless. Yep, he saw them coming first. I doubt they saw him coming since he didn't have lights on. Like, bruh. I don't think that's reasonable simply because the kids were already halfway through their turn. Exactly. And what's the law on the turn? Because, oh, I should have had the video pulled up. I'm sure we're going to see it numerous times throughout this trial. But if you look at the actual video, they were already turning before this man came up over the hill. Let me get this. Dang, let me see if I can find it because I really want to show y'all this footage. And we're going to get into the first witnesses here shortly as well. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Is there no sound for this? Can y'all see this? I don't think there's any sound. That's why no sound is playing. Wait for it. Oh, this dude was flying. Why would he be going that fast? And we're going to try and find the moment when... Right? Nope, that's not it. Jeez. It looks like he might have slowed down here. When people see that it's a police officer, they get over. That person gets over. So most of these people probably saw the accident. I wonder if they're going to get any of them to testify. Why is Amy laughing at me? What happened? Here we go. All right, here it goes. Watch, 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 watch. Were they already turning? Right there. That car is already turning. Dang. Amy, why are you laughing at me? What did I say? Look at that. They were already turning. How could you yield when he's going that fast? And we'll get back into the trial coverage here in a second. The car was already jeez, man. Yeah. Lock this dude up, man. He was flying. Dang, it looked like the teens just might have had the left blinker on. Did it? Let me see. We can't even see from that view if they could have seen him or not. They were already in their turn. ClassE feeling insecure because I can't hear me laughing. Yeah, I don't like when you laugh and I don't know what's going on. All right, let's go ahead and get back into this trial. I'll update y'all. Thank y'all for hanging with me while I try and figure that out. Also, we did have a couple other super chats. Shout out to Cynthia Hart's in here showing love. Says, good morning, everyone. So glad to be here. The struggle is real. Hey, listen, Cynthia, I hear you. All right, I hear you. It'd be like that sometimes. Thank you for being here, Cynthia. I appreciate the love and support. We gonna make it through. All right, just take it 1 minute at a time. You got this. Yeah, that's bad. But since they were already crossing, it disappears quick. I know exactly where the kids were. I'm from here. They're on Highway 27, opposite the cop turning left across 27 into the side street. Yeah, it looks like a badly built intersection in the first place, but we're gonna figure it out. Let me see. Let me see here. All right, so we're gonna get this in here. We'll get set up. Let's get ready to go. And let's see who the first witness is gonna be in this trial, because this is gonna be interesting. I wonder if it's going to be one of the victims or if it's going to be somebody who was there and saw what happened. So we're getting back into this AJ Scott trial. We're going to hear from the first witness and decide what's going on in this case. Prosecution's up. Let's see what they have to say.
Quick restroom break. 5 minute break. Okay. All right, we'll take a 5-minute recess.
We're going to skip through the recess and get to the first witness here. Thank you to the judge for letting us know what's going on. Hopefully they fix the sound by then.
Yeah.
Because I know the sound on this trial has been rough. Here we go.
State can proceed with your first witness.
Thank you.
And just for housekeeping, I'll just swear everybody in.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this
The
case?
judge said, I got this.
Yes.
Would you lower your hand? Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Can you introduce yourself to the jury, please?
I am TJ Sylvie.
First name Thomas?
Yep, first name Thomas.
All right. TJ, how old are you?
Currently I'm 28 years old.
And back in 2015, on September 26th, how old were you?
That was 18 at the time.
Now, were you hanging out with Dylan and Ben and Kylie and Isabella on that night?
Yes.
And where were you guys?
We were at the workshop, my grandmother's house workshop area.
Okay, is that like a standalone building?
So they were
Yes.
partying.
What else is on that property?
her house, cabin, few structures.
How did you know the four of them?
Mutual friends through Dylan. I knew Dylan because my grandfather on my mom's side was neighbors with his parents, so we grew up hanging out together.
Okay, so you have grandparents that live
Next door
by
to
Dylan's parents?
Yes, yes.
And then this is a separate set of grandparents?
Yes,
Where
yes.
you guys were hanging out?
Yes, yes.
Okay. What high school did you go to?
Carrollton.
Okay, did you know any of them from school?
No.
All right.
I know Carrollton very well.
Yes, yes.
So you knew Dylan, and then in turn, is that how you knew Ben and Kylie and Isabella?
Ben is also my grandfather's neighbor, so I knew him through being neighbors that way. Kylie and Isabella I knew through Dylan, though. Yes.
Okay. Have you guys hung out before?
Yes.
Have you hung out at your grandparents' property?
Yes.
How many times, do you say, have you back in there?
Less than a dozen, so not too many.
Have you hung out other places?
Yes.
So how did this little gathering come about?
I had called Dylan and said, do you want to hang out? And thought it was just going to be me and Dylan hanging out, and he brought some friends with him, which I didn't have an issue with. So.
Brought the whole gang?
Yes. Yes.
So it was you, and Dylan, and Ben, Kylie, and Isabella, anybody else?
Quentin,
And who's Quentin?
Dylan's little brother.
So about what time do they get to your grandparents' place?
To be completely honest, I don't remember. It's been 10 years ago now.
A long time.
It was roughly in the evening after dark. At that time, it got dark probably around 7 o'clock, so somewhere in that ballpark of time.
Okay, so by the time they come, it is dark.
Yes.
So tell me about, so what building are you hanging out in?
The shop, wood shop, yes.
So describe that for me.
It's just kind of a workshop, but it had like a bathroom and an office and just upstairs and a downstairs.
Okay, 2 floors?
2 floors, correct, 2 floors.
So what's upstairs?
Office, bathroom, woodworking stuff, garage, classic cars, just stuff like that.
What's downstairs?
I had set up some exercise equipment, so I had a weight bench, squat racks, and stuff like that, and then that was pretty much it down there.
Okay. So when they come, what do you guys do?
Me and Dylan were actually pretty big into working out at the time, so we went downstairs and we're seeing who could bench the most weight on the weight bench. And the
So
girls,
was that you and Dylan?
at the time, I do believe it was Dylan.
He said at the time, hey,
Yes, so
I
we
see
were
you,
downstairs
brother.
just working out, just hanging out, and the girls were upstairs hanging
That's
out,
funny.
listening to music, and they decided they were hungry. So
Now, at this point, are all the boys downstairs, or
yeah, it
just
was.
you and Dylan?
I want to correct that. It was me, Dylan, Ben, and Quentin were downstairs.
Okay. And the girls are upstairs?
Correct.
All right. And they're listening to music.
Sound is low. I got you.
You guys are lifting weights?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, at this point, is anybody drinking?
No, ma'am.
Now, you said that the girls are hungry?
Yes.
He said, Dylan can't mess with me now.
They decided that they were going to go get McDonald's, and they left Quentin because they had 5 people in the car. It was a pretty small car. Definitely uncomfortable trying to put 3 people in the back seat of that car. So Quentin stayed with me, and they proceeded to leave to go to McDonald's.
Now, how old is Quentin? Do you remember?
At that time, I think it was 15, maybe.
Okay, okay. All right, so it's Dylan and Ben, Kylie and Isabella, and they get in, whose car did they come in, do you know?
It was Ben's car.
And do you recall, or do you know who was driving when they left?
I didn't see them like get in the car, but I believe it was Dylan driving.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And how long had you all been together before they then left him?
Not very long. I mean, we bench pressed a couple times, and that was about it. And they said we're hungry, so 15 minutes, probably
That's funny.
20 minutes.
They leave. How long are they gone before you realize that something may be wrong?
About 30 or 45 minutes went by. We started trying to call them, and everybody's phones were just, it was like they were off. I believe they rang a few times, but then just nothing. So approximately 45 minutes.
What did you do?
We waited a little bit longer, and then after we couldn't take it anymore, we got in the car. We were like, we need to go see where they are, because I mean, it's not a very far drive. few miles maybe. So we went and took the route that they would have taken.
And this is you and Quentin.
Quinn and I.
Wow, they went looking for him that quick.
So where do you go?
Some good friends.
So we go down Ham Jones Road, Lovern Farm, go to Holly Springs, and as we're pulling up on Holly Springs, we see blue lights.
Dang.
Did you pull up? Did you stop? Did you talk to anyone?
Yes, ma'am. We pulled down Holly Springs and we saw blue lights, and we were under the assumption that there had been a wreck, but we didn't think they were involved in the wreck. We were like, okay, maybe they're just stuck in traffic. So we pulled into the BP right there at the end of Holly Springs, and we were just looking just to see. And we couldn't tell if it was their car or not, but yeah, we did pull up to the scene of the accident.
Did you ever speak to anyone?
Yes, ma'am.
You may not know. Was it an officer? Or was
Yeah, it was I believe it was a sheriff's deputy. I'm not exactly sure. I'm pretty sure it was a Carroll County Sheriff's deputy though.
Okay. Did you talk to them?
Yeah, I did.
And what did you ask?
I asked if he knew who was in the wreck. We didn't entirely know at that time. So yeah, I did ask. Yes, ma'am.
And what did he tell you?
He asked for my ID,
What's up,
and
Jay?
I was 18 at the time, but in Georgia you get Class D when you're 16, and you have curfew on your license. I had not gotten my Class D yet, even though I was eligible to get it, because I was 18 at the time. So it was past curfew, and he said, you need to get out of here and leave.
Did you?
I left, yes.
Did you go back to your grandparents?
No, we circled back around 27 and went north on 27, made a U-turn, and came back by the wreck just to see if we could see it was their car. It was their car, so we pulled back into the gas station again.
Everybody's driven after curfew on the
Got out
Class
and
D. I
spoke with
think.
another officer. I'm not sure what department he was with, but he did confirm that it was our friends that had been in the wreck.
That's sad, man.
Then what did you do?
He informed us that. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Oh man, dang. That's tough. Dang.
He told us that 2 people had passed away. He didn't give names, but he said they wanted to be transported to Higgins in Bremen. So we drove to Higgins General Hospital in Bremen. Inside in the waiting room where we found out that it was Ben that was there.
Did you have an opportunity to see them?
No.
Okay. And did you stay there or did you go anywhere else?
They were in the process of transporting Ben to Grady, so we followed the ambulance to Grady.
And was Ben the only one at Grady?
No, ma'am. Dylan was also at Grady.
Did you have an opportunity to see Dylan?
Yes.
And how was he when you saw him?
He was out of it.
Can you describe that for me?
It's tough to describe, but it was almost like he was concussed. If you've ever had a concussion, you're just in a dazed state where you don't really know what's going on.
Okay. Judge, I have a question. Yes. I'm going to show you what's going on. This thing is one and two. Do you recognize these?
Yes.
Can you tell me what they are?
The first one is a picture of Kylie, and the second one is a picture of Isabella.
Part of this time, 10 or 6, 1 or 2.
No objection, 1, 2, Your Honor.
All right, states 1 and 2 are admitted. Just for description, which one is one?
It's Kyle.
Thank
She's just showing him pictures of his friends.
Yes, ma'am, you may.
Just so the jury understands, this is a picture of
Yes.
Kylie
Yes.
and states 2. And this is Isabel.
Yes.
Those are the victims.
Thank you.
Ms. Stewart?
Sure, we're going to talk about the alcohol.
Just a second.
No. Ms. Stewart, you said that you testified that you are 28 years old. What do you do for a living now?
I work here in town at Barnes Van Lines Logistics Company.
Okay. And you mentioned a little bit about the property that was out there on Hampton Road. Is that your family's property?
Yes, sir.
And it's quite a few hundred acres, is it not?
It's some acreage, yes, sir.
Okay. And you said it was owned by your grandfather. That would be Aubrey Silver, your granddad.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you mentioned other grandfathers. Is that on your mother's side?
Yes, sir.
And that was, they were neighbors, or he was neighbors with Mr. Finken or Dillonwall's family?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Just some questions about that evening and what you recall today and before about what happened. You mentioned that they had showed up at the shop. Did you know how old Dillonwall was at the time?
Yes, sir. He's only a few months older than I am, so
And that would have been how old at the time?
18.
Okay. And you said you didn't recall exactly when they arrived. If we told you this accident happened around 11:36, does that help you narrow down the time when they got here?
Not really. It's been so long ago now. I mean, 10 years have passed.
Okay.
Not
But based on what you
That's
testified
fair.
earlier, you said you thought it was about 30 minutes that had been gone, and then about 15 minutes, so 45 minutes to an hour before the accident, they were gotten there. Is that a fair estimate based on your testimony?
No, because as I stated earlier when I was asked by DA Waters, we didn't wait just the 45 minutes. I mean, we started calling after 45 minutes. We waited a little bit longer. I mean, we waited until we couldn't just sit there anymore.
Fair enough. Okay. Now, you
Does it matter?
testified that there was no drinking that night that you were aware of, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when you came back to the scene, did you see any alcohol at the scene?
At the scene, at the accident?
Yeah, you're the BP gas station.
No, sir.
Okay. If Mr. Wall or anybody in the group had come back, would you send them away, or would they have been able to stay?
I probably would have allowed them to stay.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that you thought they were going for food. You testified that earlier, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I know it's been a decade. What food would have been available, let's say,
McDonald's.
which would be the closest exit
Said-
at that time?
McDonald's, Arby's.
Okay. And that would probably only have been it, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Now, of course, Waffle House is open as well. Okay. Now, how long had you lived in that general vicinity?
My whole life.
Okay. So, are you familiar with another, you mentioned DP gas station in your direct. Are you familiar with another gas station that was in that area?
Yes.
What did you refer to that gas station as?
The Kangaroo.
Okay. I still call things that have been 20 years changed, but it was called the Kangaroo for you. Okay. Did you know that?
Man, dude,
that
stop
they
with
had
the-
been to the Kangaroo, or did you not know?
Extra statements and get to the point.
We didn't have any contact with them after they left, so.
Fair enough. And then you actually followed, you said, an ambulance to the correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know who was in that ambulance?
Ben.
Ben was in it, okay. Now, I don't want to ask too much, but when you mentioned about concussion, do you have any medical training, education, or anything that would lead you to know that?
No, sir. We just have prior experiences of being concussed.
Fair enough. That's a lot. So, but it's just basically.
You don't care, dude.
Yes, sir.
Okay, not anything medical or anything you could read or.
No, sir.
Okay. I want to ask you, at the time you said you were 18, and I think you testified earlier that you got your license when you were 16, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And at any point in time, and I'm sure you have you made a left-hand turn onto Holly Springs Road from US 27?
Yes, sir.
Hundreds of times?
I wouldn't say 100. My parents always told me to avoid that intersection, actually, when I first started driving, especially. So, multiple dozens of times.
Fair enough. All right. And you had made that turn previously?
Previously, yes.
And on that question, you mentioned you went down 27 north and came back. You make that turn?
No, sir. We went further down 27 to make a U-turn.
Okay, so you came back.
Yes.
But you may have left onto 27 at some point in time and came back. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. How many other people were at your home that night other than the five that you mentioned and yourself?
Just us.
Okay. So yourself and then the five other people in the car.
Correct.
Were your parents home that night, or do you recall?
No, sir.
Were your grandparents home that night?
No, sir.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Direct from the state.
Everybody needs to use their mics.
Any objection to this witness being excused?
None from the state, Judge.
And any objection to this witness remaining in the courtroom if he so wishes?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. Tiller, you may stay in the courtroom if you would like, and you are also free to go. Thank you.
All right, there is first witness down. What do y'all think about the testimony?
State can call its next witness.
This whole trial is sad, man.
Chris Butler.
Mr. Butler, please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm the testimony given in this case is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. You may go ahead and have a seat. And please feel free to, you can move the microphone, you can bend it, and so that you're comfortable.
Yes, ma'am.
There it is. All right.
Let's get it. All right.
No, you're fine, you go ahead.
Let's get a volume check. You just state your full name.
Christopher Butler.
Thank you. Mr. Butler. What do you do for a living?
Now I install X-ray technology, so go around put in X-ray machines at hospitals and such. Doctor.
And where are you living now?
I live in Leicester, Georgia, Lake Arrowhead.
Now, let me direct you back to 2015. Where were you living at?
I live right here in Mount Zion. I had kids out here going to school out here.
Okay, so not far from where we are today.
No, sir.
All right, and what were you doing then?
I coached travel baseball teams, Breeze Cobb baseball.
So, I know you said you're coaching the East Cobb team.
Yes.
September 26th in the evening.
Yes, sir.
Were you coming home?
Yes, sir.
And where were you coming from?
That night I was coming from Lake Point Complex in Cartersville, Emerson. I was coming from a baseball game that I had been coaching.
And just to deter, not familiar, where is that in Georgia?
It's in the Cartersville area. It's a big sports complex. And Emerson, Georgia is where it's actually happening.
Looks like a coach.
So about half an hour before midnight, were you in from Carroll County?
Yes, sir.
All right. And how did he keep you up? Why don't you just walk me through? You come out 20?
Yes, sir.
Very good. What did you do after that?
It's exit 11, the Freeman exit. So I get off the exit and turn left.
Okay. When you get out, do you notice anything?
So I travel that route daily, basically. So I go into the bridge, and it was almost every day. At any time there was, Bremen police were always sitting there, and they were that night.
Okay. You recall if there was more than one?
I think it was two, I believe.
Very good. And at this point, you're heading southbound?
Yes, I guess.
Towards Carroll?
Yes, toward Carroll.
Away from Bremen?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you tell the jury what you did? What happened?
I just turned left and went under the bridge. It's my usual route. I'm just riding. So I lived up the road. I had to turn right at Valley Junction. So car moved up ahead of me and came out of the store. Trying to go that route. So I think it was a Kangaroo at the time. I don't know if they're still there. I haven't been out here in a while. So car comes out of there and turns left, and I just moved over into the right lane. Traveling normal speed, just thinking about getting home because I had to, I would always do that because I had to turn right. So just kept driving and kind of moving along with said car, I guess. I was a little behind them.
Okay. And let's just
Yeah.
give you a little more detail. Your call,
Yeah.
you were on the name?
27, I think it was. I'm sorry.
How many lanes is it there?
It's two
Okay.
each way.
Is there a median between
Yes.
the north and south?
Yes, sir.
And then you said you went under the bridge and then a car going out of the Kangaroo?
Yes, sir.
How far is the Kangaroo from the bridge? I mean, I don't need to
As best I can recall, I don't know, let's say, I don't know, a couple hundred yards maybe, I don't really know.
And then you said that then you switched to the right lane?
Yes, sir.
And then they were in the left lane?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall if you were next to each other?
No, I was behind with
Okay.
a respectable length, really know.
I know it was sometime, but do you remember anything about the weather?
It was down, it was raining, at least misty for sure. I wasn't pouring down rain, but it was wet and rain. It had been raining most of that night, from what I remember.
And I'm sure you're thinking about it now.
Oh, yeah.
What happened next?
So I was just driving along, and when the car went to take a left, I really didn't pay any attention to the car because I didn't have a need to. I was in the right lane. And it's just as I got along by the BP station, they moved over to go left. Again, I'm just driving in my lane, so not paying a whole lot of attention. And the next thing, I just hear a real loud crash.
Dang. So he was.
Paying attention enough to say, I didn't know what the car was coming or anything. I just heard a loud crash, like I said.
So I wonder if we could see his car in this video, going back to the surveillance video. So he must have been, I wonder how many seconds that was before. This must be his car here. Because that's the only car we see. Dang. So his car, I'm going to tell y'all how many seconds this was. And he heard the crash from that far back. So that's one car, two semi trucks. This has to be his car here. And then 6 seconds later, going the other direction, he sees his car. Boom. Unless there's another car right behind him. And he said he didn't know this. So he's either that car that passed or this car right here.
Did you look in your rearview mirror or anything?
Yeah, I looked in my rearview mirror or inside mirrors and saw like a car went up a hill. And there was stuff flying everywhere, it appeared to be. But again, that's in my rearview mirror, so I'm looking.
Dang, how did he see all that?
Phone to make sure I heard a loud crash, and I just wanted to report an accident.
Of course. So you had a cell phone.
Yeah,
And who'd you call?
I called 911. I think you could use your phone at that time, so I picked it up and called 911.
Yeah, you could be on your phone.
No objection.
All right, state 3 is admitted. You may.
And it was a bad wreck, brother.
Carroll County 911, do you have an emergency?
Yes, ma'am. I just got off I-20 exit 11 right there, Brigham. And it was a bad wreck right there at that DT.
Okay, and you said at the DP, or?
Yeah, a car was turning, I don't know which way it is, but I just turned at Mount Junction, but they had turned left to that road right beside the DT. And another car hit it to the side. It's pretty bad. It looked bad, really bad.
Okay, because we just had one that was on the other.
Yeah, some of the others, I was coming, I got off,
So this is
turned
another
left.
one?
I guess they were going.
So somebody else called 911
so they were
too.
at Mount Junction, and they were going the opposite way towards I-20. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's like, no, we
There was-
got it. We
When I got
got
off
it, sir.
I-20, there was some officers.
Called out on one accident.
Yeah. When I got off I-20, there was officers sitting under the bridge right there.
Okay.
But I turned left and went up right before the BP. A car was turning like left at the BP. There's a road right beside it, and another car hit it. I was coming the other way.
Okay. We're gonna do North Highway 27.
No, I mean, literally, I have no idea. I was going, like I said, I was headed the other way. I want to call. There was two officers sitting under the bridge down there at I-20 though. Not.
Yeah, we just had a call, and I'm not sure if there's two accidents because
Right.
because there's one that.
Because they had Brandon City called out on an accident right there at the bridge. So is this 2 different wrecks?
Nope, same one.
Yeah.
happens to them? Because they're in two different places.
Yeah, it didn't look good because, I mean, one car was, I mean, this car turned dead in front of the other car. Right in front of us.
Uh-oh.
So another car T-boned it.
Yeah. And they were like off the road. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It looked bad from where I was. I was totally going in the opposite direction.
Defense is going to use that. He said the other car turned in front of the other car. The victim's car turned in front of this trooper's patrol car.
So, I mean, I can't really say. But those officers aren't far below it. I don't know what officers, they were Carroll County or Bremen, you know, it's right there. I mean, literally right at the bridge where they were at.
You know the defense is going to bring that up. Dang.
So it's possible somebody called in. They was behind all that, you know what I mean?
This could be a good witness for the defense.
Is that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're getting them sent to both of them, but we're not
Okay.
sure if there's one wreck or two, because we called Harrelson, and
Okay.
it's right there on the line. But we
Yes,
have
ma'am.
an accident that was just right there at the bridge, so we're not
Yes.
sure if it's two different wrecks or if
Okay.
they were wrong on the first location, or
Right. I mean, I'm on Mount Junction now. I'm almost to my house, but literally, I mean, it's kind of. I mean, they could call it in kind of close to the bridge, but it's on the.
yeah, I know exactly where you're
Yeah.
talking about, but it's right there. The road literally beside the BP, right?
Yeah, literally, that car was turning to go down that road, and another car was coming. I guess that's 27 towards Cleveland, and it hit him in the side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly where you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if they hit him.
So again, now he's changed up how he said it. He said, so the one car was turning to go left and the other car came and hit him from the side. Which one is it, sir? Did they turn in front of the other car or did the car hit him? Okay, well, here we go. Hey, Cat Not Williams is in the building. What's up,
You know what I
Cat?
mean? But it looked like the one went up off the road.
Yeah, because we had two. There was one at the bridge, and this is the
Wow.
one at the road beside the BP.
Right. Here's
They're like a
that.
half mile apart.
Yeah, half the whole part, literally. I didn't see anything at the bridge. But I didn't see anything at the bridge when I got off, you know. I didn't see anything. But the police officer sitting under the bridge, so I know that if there was a wreck there, they would have been at it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, we have officers on their way, okay?
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Wow. So he said two different things there.
Mr. Butler, you added
It's tough.
categorization of thoughts from when you first picked up the phone. You told me about it.
Yes, sir.
Now, sir, what you have to make the call?
I got home, and my wife was already in bed. Briefly, you know, I was because I saw a bad accident.
Oh no,
Phone
lost the
call.
feed for a second.
This, that, and the other, and she's like, well, you know, and I just went to bed.
Okay.
So the next day I found out more, you know.
Okay. At some point, were you visited by were you visited by someone from State Patrol?
I talked to Officer Barrow,
Okay.
Mr. Barrow,
And you recall when that was the next day? A day later?
a couple of days maybe,
Okay.
yes.
What y'all talk about?
Just the accident I had seen. And then by then I had heard, you know, a bit more about the accident by then. I had no idea what had taken place till the next morning,
All right.
the following morning.
Was there anything that you learned that surprised you from your initial impression?
That obviously two people had passed away and
Sure.
there was a trooper involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you made the 911 call, you were aware that a state patrol vehicle was involved in the collision?
No, sir.
Do you recall patrol vehicle in the opposite lane?
No, sir.
Okay. So
You didn't see him because he was flying at the speed of light. No lights on or anything.
Thank you. That's all the questions I have, subject to redirect.
All right, thank you.
There you go.
I wanted to ask you, at the time you were coaching baseball, what age you were coaching?
At that time it was 17, 18-year-old team.
Okay. And it was East Cobb Yankees, was it not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And your guys go on,
Yes, several.
I figured it's a good program.
Very
Did you
good.
play college ball somewhere?
Actually, I got drafted out of high school and played pro baseball.
With who?
New York Mets,
Okay. What years you get drafted?
88.
Real good then.
I went to school here. I wasn't a teacher, so.
I got you. I just say, and if that's a really good program at East Coast. My nephew just recently tried out over there.
Why is the judge allowing this dude
And
to
this was in
just
the fall, so you're
chop
okay
it
in the
up
fall
with
heat,
witnesses? It's
Yes,
annoying.
sir.
Okay, and you're playing up Emerson, and they have our Christian Turf, so you play in the rain, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you were coming home, and you said you lived off Bowden Junction, and just for folks who may not know, Bowden Junction Road is...
It's annoying.
Mount Zion Road and Mount Zion Road is how far from this accident? 2 miles?
I'm thinking 2 mile stops, yes, sir.
All right. And when you first noticed the car, you testified earlier that it was coming out of what you call the kangaroo.
I think that's what the name of that was, the Kangaroo Station.
I understand. We all have names for things, and whether it changes names or not, we still call it. And that car came out, and just so the jury is aware, it came out from your left or right, which side did it come out from?
So it would have been from my left. I was
Okay.
going
Okay.
that way, so it came across.
All right. And when he came, I say he knows he now, but when the car came over, you said you got to the right-hand lane, or were you already in the right-hand lane?
I moved over into the right-hand lane.
Okay. All right. And just so the jury would be aware, at that time, there was no where the kangaroo was or where the VP was. Was there any traffic lights or turn signals or green areas that you remember?
No, sir.
Okay, fair enough. And then I hear your 911 call, and thank you for being concerned enough to make a call. I mean, a lot of people don't, so thank you for doing that. And you just drove on home and pretty much
This guy.
the end of the call. You were almost home by that point in time.
Yes, sir.
So that's how close you live.
Yeah, I lived close, and it, from that, like you said, I think there's no lights, there's no real turnaround right there, so honestly, the call, I'm kind of looking for some guidance maybe or something, but it just kept going on, like delayed, and it was just, I don't know what all was going on. And by the time it was done, I was basically to the house.
And then you mentioned Sergeant Barrow, Jack Barrow.
Yes.
He was your neighbor at the time. Did you know him?
I knew of him. His wife was the principal at Mount Zion High School at the time, which is where my kids were going.
And you said he called you, he come see you. What do you remember?
I honestly don't remember how that took place, honestly. I'm just saying.
Fair enough. And what you told him was equivalent to what you would tell him
Yes,
on the call
yes,
we had today?
yes, nothing.
Okay. And you didn't know that at that time, that's all I'm going to ask you. At that time, you didn't know the make or model of the vehicles. You just said cars, because you knew it was cars.
Yes, sir.
It could have been trucks, vans. You just knew it was automobiles.
Yes, sir. That's all I know.
Thank you. That's all I have. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Any redirect?
I'm surprised the defense didn't bring up the fact that
All right, thank you. Any objection to this witness being excused?
Not one second.
And any objection to this witness remaining in the courtroom if he wishes?
I find it interesting that the defense didn't bring up the fact he said the main car or the victim's car turned in front of the other car. He said that on the 911 call. I wonder why they didn't key in on that. That seems like a somewhat of a missed opportunity there for me. Hey, but I'm not an attorney. Maybe pro se, but that's about it. Y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments in the chat. Interesting. We're going to keep it moving. Shout out to CPE. Oh, hold on. I got to turn this down because my sound effects will be super loud. Just dropped the 10 bomb over on the Cash App. Thank you, my friend. What did CPE say? He said, man, listen, he said, what's going down there in Georgia? Listen, we got a lot of cases, a lot of trials going down in Georgia. We just heard the TikTok trial took place out there in Carrollton. This young lady murdered her mother and stepfather, allegedly. We talked about that. We talked about what was going on in this AJ Scott trial. We've got other trials. Cat Not Williams was in the building, and she's covering the trial that's happening right here in Fulton County. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on, CPE, but we're going to figure it out eventually. All right, let's keep going with this trial. Thank y'all for the support. Thank you to all 500, nearly 600 of you that liked the video. If you haven't liked the video yet, please, y'all, make sure you take a second and like the video. Noah's in the building. What's up, Noah? I feel like most all the trials take place in either Florida or Georgia or California or New York. Those are the four main places. We got Massachusetts as well. Let's get into this next witness and see who the state is going to call next. They've been going through them pretty quick.
The state can call the next witness.
Yeah, Massachusetts. Who do we have up next? Yeah, Detroit, they have things going on too.
I can go ahead and come in, but if y'all give me just a second, the IT is contacting me about the sound system, and I just need to respond about when they can come or what issues we need to fix. So just give me
Oh,
a
that'll
second.
be nice if we can get the sound updated. So let's go ahead and skip ahead to the next witness because we've got some delay here. Here we go. One thing about Georgia, sound system's garbage. These Georgia courtrooms haven't had their sound system updated since Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone.
The testimony you give in this case is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. All right, thank you, sir. You can lower your hand. And
What's up, KP? And this attorney just does not like using a microphone at all.
Then can you introduce yourself as judge, please?
My name is Benjamin Finken.
Hold on, let me turn up the sound for
My
y'all.
name is Benjamin Finken.
there you go. We'll support you and adjust it how we need to so you're comfortable.
Yes,
And then how old are you now?
27, just turned
And how old were you back in this collision occurred?
17.
How is it that you knew Dylan?
We grew up together. We were neighbors since before I was born. So, you know, I've been going over there, hanging out with Dylan and his family since I was in diapers. So,
Did you say his name was Benjamin
So I
Franklin?
assume that you also knew Quentin?
yes, ma'am.
And how did you know Kylie and Isabella?
I knew them through Dylan. They had went to the same high school at some point.
And what high school did you go to?
Douglas County.
Okay, and where did Dylan go?
He went to Douglas County and South Park.
And then Kylie and Isabella were where?
South Park.
And how long had you known them? That's a poorly worded question. How long had you known Kylie and Isabella?
A little over a year and a half, maybe.
Thinking.
Did you guys, had you hung out before together, all of you?
Before the day of the accident? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So Benjamin was also in the car, guys. That's who this
Too many
is.
to count. Too many to remember
Okay.
exact number.
Now, were either of you dating either of them?
No, ma'am. I was dating someone, but it wasn't either one of the girls.
Okay. And who was that?
Bethany.
And how long had you been seeing her?
We had been dating for about a year and a half.
Okay. So how
Benjamin
is it
was
that
in
you
the
and
car.
Dylan got together that evening?
Dylan had called me while I was there at Bethany's and was just like, hey, you know, he had said that he had talked to the two girls and that they had planned on going out to TJ's that afternoon and asked for me to drive him in my car since Dylan's truck was messed up at the time.
Okay. So you were the chauffeur?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, would that have been something that you would have brought Bethany to?
No, ma'am.
And why not?
Her something about her mom just didn't want her to.
Okay. Okay. So you leave Bethany's and go where?
To Dylan.
Excuse me. And are Kylie and Isabella there when you arrived? Did they show up later?
They showed up later. Yes, ma'am. I was probably there at the walls for about 30 minutes to an hour, I guess. It's kind of hard to remember a little bit on the exact time, but I knew it was a good bit of time that I was there at Dylan's before the girls showed up.
And once they get there, what do you guys do?
Me, Dylan, the two girls and Dylan's younger brother Clinton all pile into my little Nissan Sentra and head out towards TJ's.
At that point, you were driving?
Yeah.
All right. And how long had you had
So
your
this was
license?
before the accident.
I got my license August 2nd of that year, so a little over a month.
So beginning of August to the end of September.
Yeah.
Where do you go?
What do you mean?
You leave Dylan's house,
Mhm.
where do you go?
Oh, we're heading towards TJ's.
No,
Where
he
is
was a
that?
passenger during the accident. He drove them to the party initially.
It's off of 27. I mean, we were pretty much heading there when the accident occurred. Well, not then, but same route.
Okay. Are you going to TJ's grandparents'
Yes, ma'am.
property?
Yes, ma'am.
Just
And
answer the
on the
questions,
way,
man. You'll
Are you
be all
supposed
right.
to stop somewhere else?
Yes, ma'am. About halfway between, we got on I-20 up Post Road, there in Douglasville. About halfway from Post Road to the Bremen ramp, one of the girls, I forgot which one, had asked for me to stop at McDonald's because they were hungry. There's a McDonald's off to the right whenever you go getting off the interstate there at Bremen.
I know where it
And
is.
instead of getting the right lane to go to McDonald's, I was in the left lane because in my mind I was just like, you know, my goal was to get to TJ's.
Right.
So I was just like, that was all that was in my head, and I had forgotten that the girls had asked to, you know, stop at McDonald's. So I had, you know, while we were sitting there at the intersection, I had looked over at Dylan and I was just like, well, I could just, you know, get over in that right lane and just go up there to McDonald's. And then that was when we all just kind of agreed to go to TJ's. And if the girl, you know, because TJ most of the time had snacks and stuff there at the shop. And I was just like, well, you know, we can
That's
kind of
kinda
ransack
crazy.
through, see what TJ has to eat.
They almost never went
If
to
you're
the
still hungry
McDonald's.
after, or if there's nothing to eat, then we can always just come back out to McDonald's and get y'all some food.
So you went ahead and you went directly to TJ's.
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the plan for the evening? Or did you have one?
The plan for the evening was to just kind of hang out, chill. Dylan and TJ were in a workout regimen at that time, so they were working out real hard and stuff like that. And so, pretty much by the time we pulled up to TJ's, Dylan was already downstairs. By the next thing I know, he's down there bench pressing with TJ. So.
And what are you doing?
Me and Quentin were upstairs in the top of the shop, just listening to music, hanging out with the girls. There was cupcakes from a senior party that TJ was a part of that he had extra of. So we all kind of pretty much had a cupcake sitting there eating, and then of course, you know, the girls, they pretty much looked at me because I was the one that drove there, and they were just like, these cupcakes, they're not enough. They're like, we need some solid food, so you think you can take us out of McDonald's? So I went to go downstairs where TJ and Dylan were working out, and told them that, you know, the girls were still hungry. They wanted some actual substance, some real food, and that they wanted to go out to McDonald's. So we all pretty much just piled up into the car besides Quentin and headed out.
At this point, who is driving?
Dylan.
Why is that?
Because of
Can't tell
one,
the camera's working.
me not having my license for that long, and Dylan kind of had, he was kind of sketchy and scared of my driving on the way out there. So it was just like that, and I was 17, so I still had a curfew on my license and stuff. So, and it was getting close enough to pass my curfew time, so I just gave the keys to Dylan anyway.
So to be clear, it's dark.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
What's
Yes.
the weather like?
Overcast, kind of almost like it's raining, like it was like wanting to rain, but it hadn't yet.
So you said you left Quentin, and the rest of you, the four of you, got moving.
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you go?
I don't remember. We were supposed to have gone to McDonald's, but I don't remember ever going there.
What is the last thing you do remember?
Pulling out of the Kangaroo.
Okay, so you were at the Kangaroo.
Yes, ma'am. The gas station.
All right, do you remember?
He
what
finna
happened
cry.
there?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
It's okay, Benjamin. You can cry, man.
Coming
You're
out
about
of
to
the
cry.
Kangaroo, Dylan is still driving,
Yes, ma'am.
and where do you go then?
We take a left out of the parking lot, go across 27, and we're going back up to take that left right there at the BP.
Okay. Now, tell me where is everybody in the car?
I'm passenger seat, Dylan's driver.
When you say passenger seat, front, back?
I'm front passenger.
Okay.
And then Isabella was behind me, and Kylie was behind Dylan.
Okay. All right, so continue. You were coming to the turn.
Mm-hmm. And I was on my phone at the time because I was in an argument with Bethany, and so I was, constantly looking down at my phone.
Do you remember what you're arguing about?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
If it's super private.
I remember. I wasn't even there. Y'all know what you said? Why you hanging out with them, girl? I can't believe you better not be with them in the car right now. That's why he's laughing. You know that's exactly what she said. You better not be with is Isabella there? You better not be with Kylie. Let me find out. That's all right, Benjamin. Hey, listen, man. I hope he tells us. I don't know yet, but we know what it was.
It's okay. No, she was just arguing that I wasn't spending a lot of time with her, stuff like that. And then I was just like, well, I promise,
I was there, guys.
I haven't left you to, go pick up Dylan and stuff like that too many times. I was like, I promise, it's gonna be like one of the last times. And then when I said I love you, she said I know. She didn't say I love you back, so that kind of started the argument. Not argument, that just kind of hit me home a little bit. So I was just sitting there staring at my phone. But that was whenever Dylan was pulling up to take that turn. And I just was looking down at my phone. Dylan was just like, "You see headlights?" I'm like, I look up. Nope, I don't see any headlights. Dylan makes that turn. Sitting there, still looking at my phone. Put my phone down. Look to the right, see headlights. Next thing I know, I wake up at Grady.
Do you remember anything between the impact and being in the hospital?
Do not remember anything. Not after the impact.
Wow.
Next thing I know is I just woke up at Grady.
Jeez.
Had anybody
Lucky he woke
been
up.
drinking at TJ before you guys left again to go to McDonald's?
I don't recall. I don't remember.
That's fair. One of the few people that I don't recall applies to.
How long were you in the hospital?
A little over a week, I think. I think it was right at a week or maybe a little over.
Now, I'm sure you what's been marked states 4,
Mm-hmm.
5.
I wonder if him and Bethany are still together.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recognize
10 years ago.
these?
Yes,
Who is the individual in these pictures?
myself.
Where are you when these pictures are taken?
I'm pretty sure that was at Grady, most of them.
Your Honor, at this time, you have 10 states 4 through 6.
4 through 6 are admitted.
Permission to publish. And so, tell me what this is a photograph of.
Me laying in, me laying in the hospital room. I
Yeah,
guess,
they took him about an hour away.
ICU.
They took him
I
to
don't know
Grady
what
from
part I was
Carrollton.
at when that picture was taken.
You spent some time in the ICU.
Yes, ma'am.
In 5. This will be just a close-up photograph of you.
Yes, ma'am.
And 6. Should be a picture of your face on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So,
Nope, just Tanner.
You wake up in the hospital, do you remember what is happening to you at that point?
No,
Do you know what your injuries are?
no.
Tanner's probably the only
You
one
don't
that could have.
remember anything, any time spent in the
Yeah.
ambulance?
Mary knows.
Now, once you left the hospital, did you have any further medical treatment?
I went to the Shepherd Center
What for?
just to be rehabilitated back into school because with me having a TBI and stuff like that, the
What
school's
is a TBI?
traumatic brain injury. The school wanted me to go through, I forgot what course it was, but I had to do something about for school where they just made sure I could still read and write and still have memory and stuff like that. And then the other one was more for the driving, making sure I still had cognitive and motor function and, you know, fast reaction times to, you know, be able to drive and stuff like that. But besides Shepherd Center, I haven't had any other medical stuff.
How long was your therapy?
3 months, I think, there at Shepherd Center. But my parents would know more about that than I would.
Okay. And has some of your memory come back as time has passed?
Not really. I mean, it's pretty much been the same throughout.
So there's still big spaces that you just don't remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
There it is.
Good morning, Mr. Finger.
Morning.
Ask a few questions of you this morning. Now, as you said here today, you said you're 27 years old, correct?
Yes, sir.
What do you do for a living now?
I am a welder for a company called Division 5.
And how long have you been a welder?
I've been welding since high school.
Okay. I'm going to take you back, and as best you can, I want you to help me and make sure we get this story correct. You and Mr. Wall were next door neighbors or very close neighbors?
Yes, sir.
Were y'all next door or same neighborhood?
Well, technically there's us, TJ's granddad, and then Dylan.
Okay.
TJ's granddad lives between me and Dylan.
And just to orient the jury, where is that? Where's the location at? What road's that?
North Flat Rock Road, Douglasville, Georgia.
Is it fair to say that it's north of Highway 78, north of Bankhead, going into Douglas County?
I have no idea I have no idea.
Okay. If you're going to Douglas County on 78, it's on the left-hand side of the railroad tracks.
Yes, sir, it's over the railroad tracks.
It's on the Paulding County side of the state.
Yes, sir, yes.
Okay. All right. And the night question, an afternoon question, do you recall about what time you left, I think her name is Bethany, young lady's house? Did you leave her? Were you talking? Tell me exactly what happened.
We were watching a movie.
At her house?
Mm-hmm.
Where did she live? And where did she live at the time?
I no idea. I couldn't even tell you. Even back then, I couldn't tell you. It's some road off to the side that I've never been on, really.
Was it in Douglas County?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And so you left her home at some point in time, and were you driving yourself then from her house?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What car were you driving?
The Nissan Sentra.
Okay. Is that your car?
Yes, sir.
Was it titled to you and your grandparents? Or-
My dad.
Okay. And if we would, let's talk a little bit about that car. What make and model was it?
It was a Nissan Sentra, 2002, 2004, something like that. And then,
What was mileage on it at the time? Do you remember?
no idea.
It wasn't a new car, is that fair?
No, sir. It was a hand-me-down.
Okay. Would you consider that car being fast?
No, sir.
Okay. It had, well, there's photographs that showed it had a 1.8 liter motor. Is that what you remember it being?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Now, you testified that you left your house. Now, you went over to the wall. Did you drive over there or did you walk over there because it was so close?
I drove.
Okay. All right. 2 driveways down.
I wasn't coming from my house. I was coming from Bethany's.
Fair enough. But 2 driveways down from your house.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He is not feeling
All right,
this
so
guy.
you start out, you say you're there a while. Do you recall what time you left the ballpark?
No idea.
Okay, fair enough. Now, at some point in time, the 2 young ladies get in your car. How did they get in your car?
They drove to Dylan's house from wherever they were coming from.
Okay. So they met you at Dylan's house?
Yes.
All right. And did you call him? Did Dylan call him? Do you know who?
Dylan texted them.
Okay. And they showed up?
Mhm.
Okay. Is that a yes?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I don't mean this is the court aspect of it. So they show up. Is anybody with them?
No.
Okay. How did they get there if you know? They drive themselves?
They drove themselves.
Okay. All right. You know who drove? If you don't, it's okay.
No idea.
Okay. How long after the girls get there do you guys leave?
Shortly after.
15 minutes, 20 minutes?
Shortly.
Okay. Now, you drove, so you know the route that you took to get to Highway 27 to,
Yes.
what route did you
Well, we take a left out of our driveway, go till it dead ends into Chicago Avenue, take a right, and then take a left there at the intersection, go up on South Flat, cross over the tracks on 78, take 78 to Post Road, get on I-20, take I-20 to Raymond.
go? Okay. And that's the route you were taking that?
Yes, sir.
All right. And no stops along the way?
No, sir.
That you remember?
Yeah, none that I can remember.
Fair enough. And who is in the car? And you mentioned the position on the way out there were 5 of you, right? And not 4?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Mr. Wall's younger brother
Yes, sir.
was in the car. He was not in the car at the accident. He was on the way out.
Yes, sir.
All right. So did y'all have to wait on him, or was he at the walk home as well?
He was there.
All right. All right. So you head out, and then you get to. You mentioned you got off the interstate at exit 11. You said Brigham. You made a left or right?
I made a left.
Okay. And had you been to TJ's house before?
Yes.
How many times?
No idea, because I've known TJ about as long as I've known the Walls.
Okay. All right. And that's because his grandparent lived right next door.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, you go to TJ's house and you're there. How many other people are there
Just us.
when you say us? I mean, the people in your car?
The people in the car, including, and then TJ on top of that.
Okay.
That's it.
Anybody else there?
No.
All right. And you mentioned about there being a barn situation, shop
Yeah, he
barn.
just-
It's a workshop.
Okay, workshop. Are there tractors in there or what's in there?
There's a garage where there is an old timey F-150 that was TJ's granddad's over in one part of the shop. The other part was a woodworking shop. So I had all the materials, the lathes, and all that stuff.
Okay. Now, and just so we're clear about this, you said you went to Douglas County High School. You were at Douglas County High School at the time.
Yes, sir.
All right. And was Dylan Wall in Douglas County with you at the time?
No, he graduated.
He graduated. Did he graduate Douglas County or South Hall?
Douglas.
Okay. But he'd gone to South Hall at some time, you said, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And both the young ladies had gone to South Hall, correct? Or in
Yes.
Rowan? Okay. Now, you only had your license 55 days, is that about right?
Sounds right.
Okay. Now, you testified earlier that halfway through between Post Road and exit 11, that one of the girls said, "Hey, we're hungry." Do you remember who that was?
No, sir.
Okay.
Not 100%.
All right. So, at the time, 2015, did you consider shopping at either of the Bill River locations or McDonald's at both of those?
No, because I didn't know of those locations. I only knew of the location right there off the exit.
Okay. Did you consider stopping at the Temple location where there was food restaurants?
Nope.
Okay. So you had decided that you were just going to stop at the McDonald's off of X11 because you knew where it was?
Yes.
All right. All right, so you get off, you said you make a left, and then, just so we're clear, do you recall what road you made a left on to get to TJ Silver's?
No, I do not recall.
I told you it's Holly Springs Road, was that?
That sounds about right.
And was that a road that was adjacent to Riverside or next to a BP gas station?
Yes, sir.
All right. So is that the direction that you traveled to get to TJ's originally?
Yes.
All right. So now, you get to TJ's. I'm assuming you guys get out of the car and go inside at some point in time.
Yes, sir.
All right. How long were you there before you left?
15, 20 minutes.
All right. And you left, and you testified earlier that you left because one of the girls, or both the girls,
Both.
wanted real food.
Yes.
Is that fair? Okay. Not cakes or crackers or whatever you said.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Or cupcakes.
Just cut the tapes.
All right. And then, at some point in time, you would go to a Kangaroo gas station.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that fair?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you testified earlier, I'm going to ask you to think really hard about this. Do you recall who went in the store with the Kangaroo? Or did anyone go?
I don't remember.
Do you remember Dylan going in looking for cigars? Like that.
I don't remember.
There we go. They have to approach. We've got a sidebar. They don't call them side bars here in Georgia. They call them side bars. Let me see. We might have to skip ahead through this one. It looks like they take a little bit of a break. Let's see what the judge has to say. What's going on, Your Honor? What happened? Looks like the jury's leaving. Judge doesn't tell us what's going on. Everybody's leaving. Okay, I guess they're taking a break. We'll skip ahead.
Your Honor, at this time I'd like to ask Mr. Finken if I could probably and hopefully refresh his recollection. Mr. Finken, do you remember giving sworn testimony previously about
Somewhat, yeah.
And we got some impeachment.
what's been marked as Court Exhibit A? Go to page 102.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Here we go. We're back. Thank you, Kat. Appreciate you.
All right, let's do A. Put them in, obviously, volume order, but Court A, volume 1, Court A, volume 2, Court A, volume 3.
No, they're not done.
Your Honor, at this time I'd like to ask Mr. Finken if I could probably and hopefully refresh his recollection. Mr. Finken, do you remember giving sworn testimony previously about
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as Court Exhibit A. Go to page 102.
Okay.
And I will tell you this is your portion of your testimony previously.
Yes, sir.
I want you to look at this, if you would, starting anywhere you want to, obviously, other witnesses can come on. What I'm going to ask you is sort of starting there at 18, line 18 below. Do you see those?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then I'm going to have you look over to page 103, starting at page, or line 1 over to line 7. Do you remember?
We got a baby in there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I intend to ask you the question again about kangaroo. Has your memory been refreshed adequately?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll have that issue. Thank you. I'm going to put that somewhere. You got a jury going to keep it.
All the evidence in there. Yes, you can use all the evidence. Let's talk about everything.
That's all I have for the jury.
Ready for the jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You guys ready for the jury?
So yeah, he testified. He testified before in the previous trial, and now they're having issues with him saying he does not recall his testimony. Might be an issue here. Here we go. Let's have everybody sit back down.
Before that, I asked you a question concerning what had happened at what we're calling the kangaroo store. I'm going to ask you again, Do you recall if anyone got out at the kangaroo store?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Who got out?
Dylan?
Okay. And when you say Dylan, you mean Dylan Walker?
Yes, sir.
And do you recall, if you remember what he bought or didn't buy or came back to the car with, what do you remember?
From what I remember, he went in to buy some Black & Mild wood tip vanillas for the afternoon.
Okay. And Black & Mild, wood tips, those are very specific. If that's something you had seen him smoke before.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, also, Lance, you know how long you were there at the store approximately?
I would say 10, 15 minutes, roughly.
Now, when I ask you a question, did Mr. Wall come back with any alcohol in his hand?
No, sir, I do not recall.
Is it your knowledge that alcohol was found in the car, around the car, in the road that day?
Yes.
Where did it come from?
Don't recall where it came from, or the stuff that was found outside of the vehicle. Don't recall where any of that really came from.
What about
Sorry to
inside the car?
remember.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
No, it's okay. It's just hard to remember.
What about inside the car?
I think I got the baby right next to the camera.
And just so we're clear, your testimony would be that you were not drinking that night at all?
So, from what I can remember, I hadn't had anything to drink.
Do you remember anyone else in the car having anything to drink?
No, I don't remember.
All right. Now, your testimony is that you left Evansville, 5 of you in the car, 5 of you got to TJ's house, 4 of you left, then the accident occurred. Is that a proper timeline?
Pretty much, yes, sir.
And you never made McDonald's as you remember?
Not to my recollection.
And you didn't bring alcohol with you from Mr. Wall's house or your house, or Bethany's house, correct?
I don't remember if we did or didn't.
Okay. If you had, is that something you would have done? Is that something we would have expected for you to do on a Saturday night when you're Saturday?
Yes, sir.
Had you ever consumed alcohol at TJ's before?
Yes,
Ames
sir.
said it's me crying.
And if you remember, did you intend to consume alcohol that night?
I think that was the plan, yes.
Okay. Is it fair to say that y'all were on a food run, but a beer run too?
No.
But there's no explanation that you have of where the alcohol came from. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe
But
it's
there were
already
no
in the
stops
car.
Between North Black Rock Road and
No.
Springs.
There's no stops. I did not stop.
And if it wasn't in your car when you left home, and you didn't stop, and then you left, would you agree on possible collusion with the kangaroo?
No, because I don't know. I don't recall.
And I wasn't there either, so I'm asking, is there lots of conclusions off asking?
Yes.
And you testified earlier concerning the positions of the people in the car, and I want to make sure we're clear about this. You said Mr. Wall was driving, so he would be here. You were here, is that correct? Passenger seat?
Yes.
Okay. And that behind you would have been Miss Chinchilla? Correct.
Yes, sir.
And to the left, behind Mr. Wall, would have been Miss Lindsay, and that's what you remember.
Yes, sir.
And is that what you remember them to be prior to the accident?
What's up, Dave?
Yes.
Now, when this accident occurred, you said you don't have any recollection after that event. Is that fair, after the collision?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember your ride to either hospital or anything along that line? Okay. Do you remember EMS or anybody or emergency personnel meeting with you? Talking to you?
I remember Georgia State Patrol showing up at Grady.
Okay.
That was about it.
Okay. Do you remember who that would have been?
No idea. Not by name.
Okay. Fair enough. It wasn't Mr. Scott, was it?
No.
Okay. It was someone else who said that.
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to ask you a little bit about the intersection itself. How many times have you been at that time, not now, but at that time? How many times do you think you have been?
Yeah, everybody hears the baby.
Around that intersection?
I'd say probably close to about 100 so times throughout my life.
Oh, fair enough. And you mentioned you had just gotten your license 45, 55 days before that.
Yes, sir.
How many times have you driven?
Through that, like actually driving through there?
Yeah.
Probably 5 times, 6 times with me actually driving.
And you've driven that night, correct?
Yes, sir.
Before on the way?
Yes, yes,
All
sir.
right. And now you testified earlier about seeing headlights or not seeing headlights. Let's talk a little bit about that. If you would describe to the jury, if they don't know already, and they did good.
It doesn't matter. In my opinion, as a juror, it doesn't.
A cut-through intersection where the 27 is a split 2-lane or split 4-lane highway, and there's a little median right there where you can cut across to get onto Holly Springs.
And when we say median, we're not talking about a wall, are we? What kind of median are we talking about?
A drive-through median or a pass-through median
Is it grass, trees, what's
is pavement.
okay. And where the pavement isn't, is there trees or grass in that area?
There was grass.
That's all right. And you mentioned that you did not see headlights, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, you were in we're here, you're in the
Passenger
passenger side. And you were looking to make what kind of turn, left-hand turn?
Yes.
Is this fair in that direction, towards my left elbow?
Yes.
All right. So, the nearest person to the other traffic.
What's your point, man? Get to it.
All right. And so you testified that he asked you, do you see lights?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember coming to a stop?
I remember we were braking. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna ask again, do you remember coming to a stop?
No, I don't remember coming to a stop.
Okay. Now, do you know approximately how far the Kangaroo station is to where the accident occurred? Approximately. The 100 times you've been through.
I would say probably about 700 yards, 500 yards, somewhere around there.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. 5,280 feet in a mile, quarter mile, 80 miles, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that yes? You don't have to agree with it.
I mean, I'm agreeing that that's so many feet are in a mile,
Okay. Is that about how far it is? About a quarter mile?
roughly.
Okay. And since you're in the car, you remember seeing lights. Let's talk a little bit about it. When you came out of the Kangaroo, what direction did you turn?
Left.
Okay. And do you recall seeing another car
No.
on the road?
I mean, not to my knowledge, there wasn't too much traffic. Traffic was light.
And you didn't see another car in any other lane that you remember going the same direction, which would have been
Benjamin
back
can't stand this, man.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that. No, there was no cars,
Okay.
to my knowledge.
Fair. And then you went and you said you were braking, all right? What
Mhm.
speed were you traveling when you were 700, 800 yards?
I have no idea. I was not the driver.
Okay. I'm asking you, as a driver, as a licensed driver, to stay down and stay during that time, you have an estimate of it.
No, what?
Probably around 30, 20.
And then you made a left-hand turn.
Don't answer that, man.
So you're in left-hand car, left-hand lane, and you said you were braking. Now, I ask again, did you ever come to a stop?
No, we never came to a complete stop.
Okay. Would you agree that Highway 27 would be the primary thoroughfare between that and the crossover that you described earlier?
Kind of. Could you explain that differently?
A primary road versus a secondary road. Would Highway 27, the 4-lane U.S. highway, would that be considered a primary road versus the cut through that you were mentioning earlier, it's paved and you made a left-hand turn?
I would say that would be the primary road.
Okay. And so, he testified to making a left-hand turn. I'm going to ask, and I think do you remember receiving your license before this? Remember taking Joshua's Law, the class?
I never had to.
You didn't have to before that time?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, and I didn't have to take it because I was 17 when I got my license, and not 16.
Fair enough. Okay. When you took your license, driver's license, were you requested, there was a written portion, wasn't there?
Yes.
And I guess I'm old, I guess it's on the computer, isn't it? There was a computer section, we had to ask questions, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And did, in that class, did you learn about yielding to oncoming traffic?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall yielding telling you that you should slow to a stop to oncoming traffic?
Yes.
Now, so they made this left-hand turn, you testified you did not see headlights, is that correct?
Correct.
At some point in time in the turn, do you begin to see headlights?
I was too busy looking at my phone when Dylan made that initial turn.
Okay.
He already said
And
and
you
testified he
after
didn't
the
see any
accident, you don't
headlights.
remember
I don't remember anything after seeing the headlights.
Okay. anything that you may have said or done and captured on body camera, anything you don't recall, correct, from that, now, not from watching body camera, but from your own personal recollection, do you remember?
I don't remember anything.
Makes sense. He was hit 90 something miles an hour. I mean, I guess he slowed down to probably 60 something.
That's all I have, thank you, Mr.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, may this witness be excused and or remain in the courtroom?
Yes, yes, and yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, Mr. Finken. You are excused. You can remain in the courtroom if you would like to. All right.
All right, shout out to Benjamin. He did not like this defense attorney at all. And I don't blame him. These questions he was asking, he was the passenger. And yeah, we all learned about yielding. But if they didn't see the car, there's no one to yield to. Is he going to blame Dylan for not coming to a stop? And that's possible. This is tough, man. Let me know what y'all think. Defense has a long way to go. We'll have to see what happens. And I wonder if we're going to have Dylan up next. Oh, they might be taking a break. Is that it for the day? Oh, what is the judge saying? Maybe they're going to lunch.
Will the parties, the attorneys approach, please?
They might be going to lunch. I want to hear Dylan's testimony. Y'all know the defense is going to grill that poor guy. Judge is trying to head over to Highland.
All right, we're going to take a recess for lunch. It's 12:18.
There
The
it
jury
is.
would just be back downstairs in the jury room by 1:30. And then we'll get you brought back up here, and then we will start back again.
All right, that's it, man. So they're out. I want to see if they're going to bring Dylan in. We might have to check back tomorrow. And I also have one more topic I wanted to cover, but we might get to that tomorrow too. All right, let me see what y'all are saying in here. And then we're going to get up out of here. Shout out to Cat Not Williams in the building. Hold on a second. Gifting 5 memberships. If you got a membership from Cat Not Williams, make sure you say thank you. Make sure also that you go check out her channel. The link to Cat's channel is in the description. I believe she was live streaming earlier today and had some updates over there. So I'll catch the replay. Y'all make sure you go check it out. And if you got a membership from her, say thank you. All right. She's also been a member herself for 11 months. Oh my goodness. She's saying hit that like button. Thank you to everybody who's hit the like button so far. Over 600 of y'all have. If you haven't yet, like the video. I would greatly appreciate it. Like the video on your way out. Subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't done so yet. We're going to be live tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if y'all haven't checked out the night show, make sure you do that as well. It's going to be a good time. Appreciate y'all. Hope you have a great rest of your day. As always, you know what to do. Keep growing, keep pushing, keep it classy. We gone. Peace. Crazy trial, man. Oh, and shout out to Dottie. Amazing Grace is in the building. What's up, Grace, with the new beautiful profile pic? I see you in there, girl.